Welcome to the Federal Department of Corrections, where we strive to maintain facilities that are secure, humane, and cost-effective.
It was so interesting to me that it was, at first, a book. To imagine that there was this woman out there that had really experienced this, and it was like an imaginary guide throughout the process.
Strip.
When you make a choice to relinquish a very personal story, the choice to turn that over to someone else's creative adaptation is a scary one. But Gingy is very creative and has a very unique voice, and I was very confident that she would do something provocative and creative.
What the fuck?
Friend of yours?
No. It's my mom.
My job is to entertain, and if it gets a conversation started or gets people talking, great. But first and foremost, you know, I want people to fall in love with these characters and enjoy watching this show.
In 2010, my memoir, Orange is the New Black, was published. It documents and depicts the 13 months that I spent as a prisoner in the federal prison system.
Spread your cheeks and cough.
Seriously?
And that book was read by Gingy Cohan, and I agreed that I would give it to her as a project.
I loved the characters. There were so many stories to tell in that book, but Piper was the perfect entree into this world. You could take this yuppie white girl and follow her in, and through her, you can tell all these other stories as well. And I got really excited about that.
The thing that really impressed me about Gingy is that she asked me question after question after question. And that, to me, was very comforting. This was a person who really was curious about creating a very, very rich and realistic world.
I'll get you, Blondie. What'd you do?
Aren't you not supposed to ask that question? I read that you're not supposed to ask that.
You read that? Well, you studied for prison?
I was very confident that Gingy would put us on the right path. The story is so compelling, and the script was a fun read, and it had her special style that everyone loves so much, including me.
So there I am, topless, sitting on this bulldozer like in a construction site. So I'm sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties, and I'm like, what the fuck? Again?
The thing that Gingy does so well is really like straddles the line between comedy and drama. I think she really brings a humanity to it and really pays attention to all the different characters.
You're gonna fuck a guard, fuck a fat one. That way they're more appreciative, let you sneak in cigarettes, maybe bring you McDonald's. I don't fuck dudes for Big Macs.
The thing that's awesome about Gingy is that nothing is taboo for her. You know, it's like we totally push the envelope in all these crazy ways. It's really rare to have a show that's set in this like bleak prison environment, but there's all of this drama and levity and romance.
I think humor is a survival technique, and I think if you just did a straight drama about prison, it would become so oppressive.
Is she really that bad?
It's just like the Hamptons, only fucking horrible.
Okay, yeah, that was a dumb question.
I serve as a consultant on the show. When any of the writers' room have questions, I'm on tap, helping them keep that world really grounded in reality.
Certainly, speaking with Piper has been really excellent. I kind of grabbed her a couple of times and just said, hey, you know, I need to run a checklist by you. What do you think of this? And she was really very supportive.
Are you gonna barf? Tell me if you're gonna barf, because there's a can behind you.
I won't barf.
I will be truly displeased if you barf anywhere but in that can.
Not gonna barf.
Piper is really grounding for all of us to remind us, while it's a fictionalized account of her real-life story, this is a very real thing, you know, that happened to this lady who's standing right here.
My eyes personally were really opened up. A lot of those themes that we deal with in the show are really present in the prison system. Abuse and mental illness and drug abuse. And then there are little things, you know. I never knew they don't turn the lights off in prison. They get shifted down, but your body never really gets a chance to rest like it does on the outside, or that all of the surfaces are very hard. So there's constantly this cacophony of noise.
Piper is an incredible person, and for her to tell her story and share it with the world, and how many lives she's changed by doing that, and I think is really admirable.
People were fascinated to read about a world which is very intentionally hidden away from them, and so what the book and the show both do is bust that wide open.
But let me tell you something, college. They're gonna treat you nice, and they're gonna use you. And when you're all used up, you ain't gonna be nothing.
The creative choices that Genji made are brilliant. The decision to have the show really driven by many, many protagonists, as opposed to focusing on just one single protagonist, is spot on.
I just want people to talk about it and be invested. I want them to fall in love with these women. I love these women, even when they do horrible things. And by caring about them, start maybe thinking about broader issues and how what's happening to them reverberates.
The idea that something as positive as the show has come out of my own personal experience is a really humbling idea. I'm very, very grateful for the fact that so many creative people have turned their attentions and efforts into making it a great show.
This don't make us even. Okay.